Hello, and welcome to my presentation, Curriculum Changes in a Post-Pandemic World, a guide to a new vision of instruction by me, James Womack. If you have any questions at the end of this presentation, feel free to contact me at jpwomack@okcps.org. I look forward to hearing from you and discussing with you a way to be successful as we move forward post-pandemic. Before we begin this presentation, I would like you to take the time to click on the link and take a short survey. I've provided the link in the discussion board. The survey you take will be used to help me provide future instruction to teachers and students. So the information that you give is very important. So pause the video, please take the survey, and then come back to the video. Okay, welcome back. I look forward to reading your responses to the survey. I know that I will find that very helpful as we move into the future. Well, there was a moment last spring when every student and employer in America suddenly realized how deeply their lives and livelihoods depended on an institution too often in the background and taken for granted: the nation's schools. How true a statement this is. Things changed, and people began to realize the importance of our educational institutions, didn't they? I think so. But it also changed the way we look at education and how important it is. What we teach versus how we teach became very important last year. What we teach really hasn't changed. The standards are the same, and our goal is to show growth towards the mastery of the standards. That did not change. However, how we teach those standards has changed forever for the post-pandemic world. I think we all understand that. We have to change the way we provide instruction if we're going to be successful, if something like this were to happen again, and I can just about assure you that it probably will. Education must move from teacher-centered to student-centered instruction. Now, this is extremely important, and if you're not familiar with what student-centered instruction is, I would suggest that you familiarize yourself with this term. It's very important to understand that. In future in-service opportunities, we are going to be talking about how to incorporate student-centered instruction in your classroom. Students must be able to move seamlessly between in-person learning and distance learning without losing instruction time. Again, this is so important. Last year, when the COVID numbers would increase, schools would be shut down, we would be sent home. For many of our students, they did not have access to the technology that we were trying to use, and instruction would come to a full stop. That cannot continue to happen in the future. There cannot be stops in instruction time. Standards also must be taught uniformly across the district. Very important. And technology will play a major role in the future. All right, so a curriculum map. Most schools have a really good curriculum map, and we have one. The Year at a Glance is what it's called, and it is your guide to traversing the academic landscape. I want to show it to you real quickly so you can get an idea of what ours looks like. And again, if you don't have one of these at your school, take ours, steal it, use it. It's there for you. Okay? Our first quarter, Unit 1A for English 4, and we have these curriculum maps for every grade, every subject, from kindergarten all the way through your seniors in high school. These maps are very important. Unit 1A, Reading and Writing, 12 to 15 days. Unit 1B, we're going to take a look at Unit 1B in just a few minutes here. 12 to 15 days, and on it goes. We have the list of standards that will be covered here. We have the reoccurring standards and speak and listening standards, dictionary skills, multimodal literacies. All of these standards are covered within these units. A lot of information provided in our curriculum map as to what we're going to be doing. We also have the standards. We must use data to identify the standards that students struggle with and focus on those standards. We can take a look at the standards. And again, we've probably all seen these, but these are the standards we cover. You can look at those in detail. And then we have our English 4 unit plans. And again, we have these for all grades. And unit plans will direct their learning cycles. And units will be taught, again, uniformly across the district. So let's take a look at an example of a unit plan. Now, you may not have access to this, but if you will contact me, I can definitely get these unit plans to you if you want to take a look at them. So I told you we were going to take a look at English 4 1B. So let's double click on that. And this provides a lot of information here. First of all, it's literary elements, 1B. This is our focus. It's 12 to 15 days. And we have the standards, okay? And we have all of those listed for you. When we get down here, we have the essential questions. We also have enduring understanding. And these are things that I use to give to my students so they can know what it is that we're going to try to teach them in this unit. Students will know what a summary includes. And this is almost a checklist for the student to go through and look at. And we have the essential questions. How can stories be used to impact culture? What makes a hero? Does fate control our lives? All of those are there. We also have spelled out for you the key vocabulary and this is important for our ELL students. These are not familiar terms when they learn English. And so they have to have an understanding of these vocabulary words, and most of our students have trouble with this as well. And then we have different types of assessment that take place during this 12 to 15 days. We have assessment as, we have assessment for, and we have assessments of learning. And we have examples in each one of these categories. And this provides the teacher freedom to use something in the learning cycle from this list if they want to. As learning, we have self-reflective writing prompts. We have student data trackers, very important for our students. For learning, we have think, pair, share, exit tickets, running records, four corners, other things of that nature. And then we have of learning, assessments of learning. We have the end of instruction assessments, written essays and reports, presentations, portfolios, all of those things. So then we go down here and we can look at the things that we can use from the text, from the poetry, excerpts from Leviathan. We have the fiction from Beowulf. These are examples of things that the teacher can use. We have additional links that a teacher can click on and use in the classroom. We have websites that are available to help the teacher have a set of resources within the map that they can use to access things, items that will help them teach their students. And these are made available to all of our teachers. And I think it's important to have this. There's a lot of work went into this to make it easy for a teacher to come in and have the resources that they need to teach their subject. This is so beneficial to especially new teachers that come into the district and have not taught before, or perhaps they're alternatively certified. They can come in and take this and run with it. Very, very helpful piece of information. Adjusting curriculum to match the environment. This is something that's very important. In-person instruction will need to be adjusted to mirror our distance learning. Students will use technology in the classroom just as they would outside of the classroom. Teachers will use technology to monitor student activity using GoGuardian. If you don't know what GoGuardian is, it's an amazing resource. Distance learning will mirror in-person learning as well. So what they're doing at home will be very similar to what they're doing while they're at school. Students will meet virtually via Google Meet every day during scheduled class time. Teachers will use Canvas as a platform providing instruction, and Chromebooks and hotspots will be provided for all students. Teachers will use their PLC time to plan for both in-person and online distance learning. And that's very important because we have to design our curriculum to where there is no more full stop in education. When they get sent home or when the school shut down because of whatever, snow day, we can immediately get online and we can continue that instruction for our students. That is so, so, so important. Students and teachers will use the applications that have been provided by the district to help move instruction forward. I want to share with you some of those things of how we get there and how we use these things. These are 4 of the applications that I probably use the most in my classroom. Of course, we all are familiar with Canvas. We should be anyway. But we access this at our school through a program called Clever. It's just kind of a homeroom for us. And we have all of these different applications that we can use. These are essential in providing instruction seamlessly in the future, both in person and from a distance. So let's take a look at a couple of these. First of all, Canvas. I think most of you are familiar with Canvas. This is my Canvas page, and let's take a look at my 7th period just real quick. And you can see students have announcements, modules, assignments, and you can see by 7th period this is what I look like. So that is one of the applications that we use, and students come here to this whether they're at home, even in the classroom. I tell them, get on your Canvas page, your assignments are loaded there, take a look at it. One of the best programs we have is GoGuardian, and this is great in the classroom because even in the classroom we had to be distanced from each other. We couldn't get close. That instructional time where you look over the student's shoulder, you look at what they're doing, we couldn't do that. And so with GoGuardian, what we're able to do, I can take a look at that same class, and hopefully no one's online right now, but their computers will pull up, and I can take a look at each one of those students' computers, and I can actually watch them, what they're doing. I can pause their computer. I can turn their computer off. I can close windows that they shouldn't have open. I can stop the music that they're listening to. I can send them messages. All of those things can happen from this location. It is absolutely one of the best applications out there for monitoring students and what they're doing. So all of these things are important as we move into the future of curriculum. And there's all kinds of things out there. You feel free to take a look at those. We must find a solution. We stand at a transitional period in public education, and we must rise to the challenge. Curriculum must be designed to meet the needs of our students in a post-pandemic world. We must prepare ourselves for this new era of learning. Very important. We simply cannot afford to lose another year of instruction. Again, thank you for taking the time to listen to my plans. If you have any questions or concerns, please contact me at jpwomack@okcps.org. Thank you for your time. Good luck.